Okay.
Sure.
I'm just curious what the difference is, why I tend to be so sore.
Well, let's break it apart. When you're doing your legs, what would you do for legs, and how much weight and how many reps? And I'll break it down to the T for you.
It depends. I do switch up my workouts from week to week, or over the next from month to month. Say I start with squats at 10 reps at 150 pounds or 180 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to a lower weight for more reps the next time, or a higher weight for less reps.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'll do lunges with weights or lunges without weights, step ups, box jumps, calf raises, different things like that.
Every single exercise, you always feel tender on the legs? What happens is if you're doing cardio and you're playing basketball and you're not tender at all, that means your endurance fiber is pretty much well developed. It's the ability to, they call it slow twitch because you can do that motion over and over and over and over for a long period of time. Actually, doctors call that the red fiber because it's so rich with oxygen that it looks practically red. So that means that area is fine. For your strength training, if you're sore, even though you have the ability to push 8 to 12 reps, you would want to actually tone it back. It means it's not ready. Usually we'll have soreness anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. If it's still lingering on and it's starting to hinder your performance where you're walking funny, it's stiff, you can't recover, then you're really chasing your tail because every time you're doing a little too much for your body, it can't recover in time. By the time you go back into it, it's stiff again. So you actually want to bring, it's going to probably take a full year for your body to acclimate to that. So you want to bring the intensity level higher. You know that if you squat 2 to 4 reps at a certain weight, it's that's going to cause this. So you'll say, John said, for the next 3 months, stay with something I can do comfortably for 10 to 12 reps. So pull back the actual percentage. You'll see the body will adapt quickly. And within 3 months, it will be less sore, and then after you can turn it up a bit. Right now, that's your actual threshold. That's actually the line that you should not cross over. So now you know your data. You know exactly what makes you sore. You have to pull back. Your type 2 fiber is not ready yet. And if you're waiting for recover and thinking next week it's going to be better and better, no, you're going to be chasing your tail. It's just not quite there. So you have to pull back a good 30-40% back. Even if you don't feel like you're getting a great workout, trust me, the body is working, it's getting, and then you'll actually be able to do much better in the long run.
Okay.
Okay, John. Thanks so much for calling Dr. Radio. I want to go to Allison in New Orleans. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning.
How can we help?
Well, over the past couple years, I've been getting extremely exhausted after I work out, and so I was getting some blood work done, and my SGOT level was extremely high, between 450 and 500. And so I had stopped. I do a lot of weight training and usually an hour of cardio. Usually 40 minutes of weight training a day for 5 days and then at least an hour of cardio a day. And I had stopped weight training and actually stopped doing cardio for about 3 weeks. I got the blood test again and my SGOT levels were normal. So I'm wondering, is there some kind of supplement I can take, or am I training too hard? Or
So muscle enzyme showing up in the blood, John, is someone has done too much?
Sure. Actually, all weightlifting, the studies show, it's funny because you need the weightlifting to be healthier, but it shows that the body's under attack. And then after it's under attack, your enzymes go up, and your blood cell count, the white blood cells are trying to recuperate because it's far into it. So it feels. But after, within 24 hours, it seems to get stronger. Even the process of necrosis, like when you want to get bone density, it actually crushes for a split second and then it gets stronger. So you're probably doing a little bit too much. How much cardio were you doing?
About an hour a day.
So I would split in about 45 minutes. The weight training I would split in half right now and say it should level out. Your body it's not recovering fast enough. So professional bodybuilders actually have that problem. They push so much, and the blood cell count goes through the roof because they're pushing so much and the body feels like it's under attack and has to recover so much. So even if the workout didn't seem too hard for you, that's a good indication that you'll have to pull back. You can do weight training, but a little less until your body levels off. And you can monitor it periodically every season, take a blood test and see how it's going.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's not really a damage to me then. I mean, it's fine that it's up that high.
Well, yes, you want to pull back still, and then after you find a happy medium, because it's going to elevate despite that. But you're going to try to find a happy medium where, it elevates, but it's not as high and it doesn't worry you, and at the same time you're not giving up all of your exercises.
Okay, Allison. Thank you again for calling, and keep listening to Dr. Radio. We just have a couple of minutes, but we have time for Mike. Mike's calling from Alabama. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
You're on Dr. Radio.
Great. I'm glad to get through. I just had a question. I'm 35. I turned 35 in a few days, and I've always maintained some kind of level of physical performance. Background of mixed martial arts. I do a lot of grappling, but I also run quite a bit, and I've always tried to maintain some kind of weightlifting routine.
Excellent.
But it seems like within the last 2 years, I've been having reoccurring muscle injuries, tissue injuries, like pulled muscles in the front of my quads or my hamstring. And I recently tore some muscle in my bicep, and actually, most recently, I just actually pulled another muscle in my quad. So I just don't know if I'm doing too much or because I'm doing lots of running, cardio, like maybe anywhere from 3 to 8 miles, and then I'll grapple.
Okay, Mike, I just want to.
Sure. I say for the most part, just so you can see actually how the body's recovering, pick one area just for a season as the muscle's recovering. So I would pick cardio and see if there's any injuries from that. You want to isolate the variables, and then I would put grappling by itself and see if there's any injuries. If you don't have any injuries, then you're fine in both. That means you can't really combine it together with the high intensity. You probably could combine it, but less intensity. So choose one, choose the cardio, and see how it goes for the next few months if there's the same type of wear and tear. If there's no wear and tear, then you're fine. Then do grappling by itself and see if there's any wear and tear. If there is, then the grappling is the area that you have to look into, and then maybe I'll do it a little bit less intense.
Mike, I'm going to try to get another caller in. Thanks for calling. We've got Chris on Long Island. Chris?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. We just have a minute for you.
Okay, real quick. I'm mostly a 39-year-old. I do mostly triathlons and other types of aerobic stuff, smaller side, the sprint-based triathlons. But to work in a weight training routine, I currently go to the gym twice a week. I do basically one type of exercise for each body part over the course of an hour. I was wondering, is that the way I should continue, or do you have a recommendation on a different type of weight training regime that I should do with my age?
When you're doing it twice per week, are you hitting different muscles in both days or the same exact circuit both days?
I do, if I bench one day, the next time I might do an incline bench for my chest. I mix up the exercises, but I do hit all the muscles each day.
Each day, so you're doing complete circuit. And all of your exercises are 8 to 12 reps, or some are heavier and some are lighter?
No, I usually do as much weight as I can comfortably for 10 reps, and when I get to that weight, then the next time I'll increase it and then try to go down to 8 reps and build up to 10 and increase the weight.
Okay, because you do want, especially as a triathlete, you do want to hit the type 1 and type 2. So you do want to have one set on the bench. Let's say you're doing 200 on the bench for a few reps. You do want to have a set that you can actually go 12 to 16 reps. Every muscle that you're working with, the heavier weight is fine. You also want to have one, because then you actually will have much more fibers on every single part of your muscle, each area. So get in an extra set for each muscle and have anywhere from 12 to 16 reps. And then you will be a much more efficient athlete that way.
Okay, Chris, I hate to cut you off, but we're running out of time. But I want to thank you for listening to Dr. Radio, and keep listening. And this is Dr. Frank Adams. Our time has flown, and we've had great response, and that's because of my guest, John Sitaras. And I want to give John's website. So it's www.sitaras, that's SITARASINC FrankAdams.com.
Correct.
I got it right?
Yes.
And he's got a great website. You'll find out about his gym right here in Manhattan, top rated. And listening to him, he's such an expert, so he's going to come back because we never got to talk about your asthma or anything else. And I want to tell everyone, Dr. Radio, this show may be ending, but it goes on and on and on. And Kim Diori is coming up. She's going to talk about, this is a great topic, medicine in the media. She has the editor-in-chief of Discover Magazine here. Also, a new surgical treatment for diabetic neuropathy. Very important topic. And this is Dr. Frank Adams, and I'll be back next Tuesday. Thanks for being with us.